afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for May 23rd, 2021, Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Once we, in this journey that we're all on, endless journey, to understand that the journey is within. And we discover that God lives at the center of our soul. Do not delude yourself of imagining your source to be some God outside you. Your source is within yourself. Give yourself up to it. Seek the source within and merge with it. Ramana Maharishi. And we all know that we all live in a world that ignores the facts that a supreme, divine, all-loving intelligence lives within us. We've been programmed to believe we are spiritually disconnected and must fix our broken selves to feel whole and reconnected again. You wonder how many people, if they don't realize it, because most of us don't realize it, yet we are just used to feeling spiritually numb because we have been plagued every day of our lives by an overly materialistic society which is constantly seducing us with its glorified billion-dollar hypnotic media programming. We have contracted a deep case of spiritual amnesia and have forgotten how to relax into our spiritual essence and find our own intimate connection with the divine. This everyday ignorance of our spiritual nature is the greatest lie mankind is living today. It is the cause of every moment of suffering each human being is currently enduring. One may think this spiritual drought was created by mankind coincidentally and is not part of the grand divine design. Nothing, absolutely nothing is by coincidence or without purpose in this universe. This blind ignorance is within us all on purpose so that we move more passionately towards a state of awakening. These intense levels of disconnection only drive us deeper inside ourselves to find our own soul. This lifetime we have is meant to be deeply enlightening experience. Is there anything more important than knowing how to access your own direct personal connection to an all-powerful, deeply loving source of highly intelligent, creative energy that has the magical power to manifest anything your heart desires? There is nothing more vital to finding happiness in life than knowing one's spiritual connection, and nothing more exciting than a proven way to access it, which works every single time. No matter how ridiculously stuck any of us feel about our financial situations, relationships, health, sex life, and future, there is always a way to reach freedom. If we wish to gain a greater spiritual perspective in this life, then we make the choice today to clarify our personal relationship with the divine. Now, we can see just how far we've come on our spiritual journeys by taking the risk to answer with ourselves these challenging questions. What is stopping us from always being in communion with God? What exactly is our relationship with God like? What does it feel like when we are having a truly intimate connection with God? How often do we recognize and connect with the divine aspects of ourselves? How is our life different when living with this connection versus without it? Now, the longer we sit with these questions and feel into our answers, the deeper we will dig into our souls and eventually discover our spiritual connection. It is never too late to try and connect. Even if you have wasted 75 years of your life on gluttonous, frivolous, mindless activities, feeling perpetually lost in a superficial life, the God source is still here. The door to the divine is always open, and God is waiting for us to come in. When we take one step towards God, God will take 10 steps towards us. Make time to redefine your relationship with the divine, and I can guarantee you that your precious time will not be wasted. You can explore your own personal connection with the divine. You can always first look into your heart rather than your head. The head is so full of ideas about what God is and is not, the head misses the real experience, feeling, and quality of godliness. So when the mind is quiet, still, and single, pointed into the now, we can instantly find that deeply alive spiritual feeling inside us. The God source already exists within the heart and at the core of our soul. And as we relax into this place, a timeless, deeply eternal, loving, conscious energy sneaks into us and relaxes every cell and fiber of our very being. You may find that God is the most mysterious thing in the universe, perhaps because it is the universe. God exists in everyone and everything, and including those people who think they are deeply disconnected. Have you wondered, how can such an amazing presence be so spatially close to us and still be so difficult to feel and see? It is like trying to look into our own eyes without a mirror. We look out at this life through these tiny black holes in our eyes, taking them for granted and not realizing they exist at all because they are so close to us. When something is too close to us, we are often unaware how precious it is. The same applies to noticing God. We are unaware of God until we take a step back and look deeper into our own reflection in the great mirror that is all around us. Realization of the self is realization of the God. It is not an experience of God. Rather, it is an understanding that one is God. Ramana Maharishi. There's nothing more amazing to experience in this life than a direct relationship with the divine. Some people take years of exploration and inquiry. and they may find that it is much easier to connect with God by relating to it as an isness rather than an it. Relating to it as an isness rather than an it. God is more like a mysterious infinite energy that some fixed stagnant entity. God is more like a mysterious infinite energy than some fixed stagnant entity. The great isness is instantly found when we stop and feel into this eternal quality, which feels like we are always and forever here now. The isness is in our infinite nature, and this can only be experienced when we are living fully in the now, exploring life from a relaxed, trusting connection. The divine isness is the most accepting, healing, forgiving energy one could possibly imagine. The isness is the source of deep eternal love, which when momentarily welcomed, we instantly feel the most profound ecstatic joy inside our hearts. The knowing that we are eternal spiritual beings moves through us throughout the day, like a healing river of eternal liquid love. The very second we surrender our hearts to just the idea of an eternally loving isness, we immediately find real peace, a sense of bliss, and a feeling of real satisfaction that cannot be compared. Knowing this isness is our basic nature, we start radiating like the sun and start shining our own spiritual essence onto everyone in our lives. The only reason we may not feel, believe, and know that God is right here within the very center of our bodies, soul, and heart right now is because of one thing blocking the way. Our overly busy, demanding, controlling, and desiring mind. As long as the mind is wanting something, willing something, thinking it is lacking something, trying to reach a better place other than the great isness that's here now, we will easily miss our spiritual path. We will find ourselves living in thoughts about God instead of experiencing the real divinity. If we get too lost in the head, we might end up walking into some highly intellectual, materialistic, and spiritually dry future. The God source is infinitely complex yet deeply simple. God is actually quite easy to experience. The trick is learning what it takes to fully be here now. To feel the divine isness, we must first begin feeling whatever is up for us in this moment. We must choose to explore how we can let go of the mind and open ourselves up emotionally, feeling everything that is here now. And when we call off the mental search looking for God out there and simply feel into the core essence of our being, we find that we have been the ones who were hiding and protecting ourselves from the divine. God has always been here, is always here, radiating within every atom in existence. And as we drop deeper beneath the thinking mind and through our blocked emotions, we discover the greatest source of peace, silence, and stillness. This is where God abides. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Perhaps the most radical truth that you may discover about this human existence is this. We humans are either existing in some form of suffering or living in some form of bliss. We are either in one of the other. We are either living up in our head or we are in the heart of God. Once we quiet the mind, open our heart together, we can live a balanced life in both realms of head and heart. Doing this, we then start merging with the infinite mind of God. If we can remain in this balance 24 hours a day, we will master this lifetime. If we can remain in this balance 24 hours a day, we will master this lifetime. Then every thought we think manifests into forming our living reality. By living in constant emotional connection with the divine from our core, we become a living, bliss-breathing manifestation machine, perpetually creating every beautiful idea we feel and focus upon. There are not many things guaranteed in this life. Yet, one thing that is 100% guaranteed is this. At some point, you are going to return to God. It will happen either with your body or either when your body is still alive or when your body stops breathing. Eventually, all of us will feel intimately connected with God again. So do not worry about when or how. All roads lead back to God. The path ahead and the path behind you both lead back to God. God is unavoidable because our past and future are just mental concepts which only exist within this living present moment. The mind alone is always blind to the divine. It is only with a quiet, surrendered mind that we may access an open, receptive heart which can see God in everyone and everything. The mind just doesn't want to realize how ignorant it actually is. It doesn't want to see how powerless, unfulfilled, and trapped it is, as this would cause a huge embarrassment to the ego. When we spiritually wake up, the mind realizes its petty search in the outer world to find everlasting satisfaction and spiritually fruitless is spiritually fruitless. Only when the mind surrenders to God do we discover what absolute bliss feels like. Otherwise, the mind will continue to persist in its addictive habits of seeking fulfillment in the outer world. It will ignore seeing how true bliss is available here, now, as it needs to continue its addictive search for years, decades, and lifetimes. The mind is always trying to get its desires met by people, food, substances, money, ideas, and is in the habit of constantly yearning for something. Yet, as we all know, once the mind gets what it wants, it's happy for a short while. Then, it is back on the hamster wheel again, searching for fulfillment again and again and again. The mind is deeply unaware that it can never, ever be truly satisfied. And it is good to know that whatever happens in this life, there are no real mistakes. God is an infinitely positive, creative energy, and this fierce force does not know what a mistake is. Every mistake that we perceive to be real or true is simply the mind forming another judgment. There is universal right or wrong. There is universal right or wrong book. There is only deeper shades of truth, in which each higher layer only reveals a lighter perspective on our enlightening mission. We are here to learn. Possibly, one of the greatest goals of this life is to find that God source inside us 24 hours a day. This is the only thing which fully satisfies. Everything else falls vastly short. Feeling into your own personal, intimate connection with the divine is the most important thing you can do with your time each day in this life. Everything else you do is going to be the ego seeking some form of gratification, which, of course, will not last. Beware of the ego, as it is easily caught in complaints, negativity, and creating problems that weren't there before. Your only job is to move beyond your ego, transcend your small self, step into the big self that you truly are. When you finally surrender to God at the center of your soul, you will know without a doubt that you have just discovered the most amazing spirit experience of coming home. Now, if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure that we all are in this now. And the first thing we care to do is relax our bodies. Fall away. Let everything fall away that the mind and the ego holds on to incessantly. All the stress, all the anguish, all the disappointment, all of it, everything. Remember, you are not the body. You are the God. And when you discover this, you will understand that everything that the body holds is due to the ego mind. And this is about us knowing the ego mind, not being led by it, so that the ego mind we can master. And once we master the ego mind, then the ego mind becomes our servant. And then eventually, the ego mind realizes that it is no longer needed because you are truly in the God. Feel that as it all rushes off the body, drops away, drips away, and then feel and experience the body's lightness. It's not heavy. You're not dragging something incessantly behind you. Fears, worries, anxieties, stresses, judgments, anger, disappointment. There's no reason whatsoever to carry that. That is the ego mind that has convinced you to carry it. And once it's gone, you begin to practice so it doesn't return. And eventually, it won't. So you feel the body as you're the God within the body, and you see as the body just literally leans into you, the God. You cradle the body is absolutely relaxed, totally floating, literally as light as a feather. And then we move into the now. Now the now is truly all we have. And the now stills the mind and the ego in the subconscious mind. It stills them. We leave the body as the God. Therefore, the mind and the ego cannot influence us. The now is the space between heartbeats. Focus on that space between heartbeats. Bring it in. Understand what it means. Moment to moment, we create the future and the now. The past were now moments, and they're now gone. We extract the memory, the past is gone. It's dead. It doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is the now, moment to moment. This is how you leave the ego mind and begin practicing being in the God that you are. Some of us, all of us have memories and we reminisce, and it's great, and we enjoy it, but we don't live it, so to speak. We don't take it and live it in the now. We know it was a memory and experience, and that's it. Now, some of us will go into that past, which to me is like an elephant graveyard with just dankness, no air movement, and it's foggy, and bones and carcasses of past experiences, memories, good. But some of us stay there. We live the past. And most of the time we don't know we live the past. It's not like we're saying, I'm living the past. And as we live the past, we will take that past, we'll bring it into a future that doesn't exist. We will create that future out of that past, and we will live that past in that future. That's why a lot of people will find themselves asking the same question over and over again. No matter what I do, why do I always end up in this same place? Others of us will go into a future that doesn't exist, and we wander. And we say, well, when is this going to happen? When is that going to happen? How come this hasn't happened for me? I really want this to happen for me. When's that going to happen for me? When am I going to get this? And, how am I going to get it? And so what happens is that you've got a bunch of us living in the past, and we have a bunch of us living in a future that doesn't exist. And all along, the true power to discovering that we are the God is in the now. Isn't that something? So it's our choice. But how do we stay in the now? Because, we have those thoughts. They're like clouds passing in the sky, and it's not like we go, yeah, I'm going to grab that one. We just find ourselves wandering off and move out of the now. And then we're in the past, or we're in a future that doesn't exist. So how does that stop? How do we stop that wandering mind? Our breath, our divine positive energy, and our breath, the soul powers the body so that the body begins to function that creates the breath, which then sustains the body to hold the soul. The breath is divine positive energy. Omnipotently powerful. It focuses us, relaxes us, strengthens us, eases us. Most of us don't even know we're breathing sometimes. So I can guarantee you every time that you wander off in other thoughts from the now, focus on your breath, and 3,000% of the time, you'll be in the now. So you see your body. It is relaxed. You're in the now as the God. And you see these light, balls of light, wheels of light. Now, they're not like something you can pick up, hold, and look at, because they're etheric, which means they're a spiritual plane. Because they're there. And guess what? You, the God within that body, flows through these energy vortexes, these chakras. And 7 of them run up through the center of the body, from your tailbone with the root chakra, the red wheel of light, all the way up to the crown chakra, the violet wheel of light. And every single one of these chakras, we're like an energy fountain. So the God force love light energy, you, the God, and the divine positive energy, the body, flows through these energy vortexes. And they're not complicated, because the God flows through all the organs in the body, all the emotions that you could ever have or experience. That's the God force love light energy flowing through the body. Now, we block the God flow through the body, through these energy vortexes. And how we block them, remember, there are all different colored wheels of light: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. 7. And they all have, they look like flowers, all different kinds of flowers, and they have geometrical shapes in them. These are all vibrational frequencies. So, number 1, root chakra, Muladhara. Number 2, sacral chakra, Vadasana. Red, orange. Yellow, solar plexus chakra, Manipura. Green, heart chakra, Anahata. Blue, throat chakra, Vishuddha. Indigo, third eye chakra, Ajna. And crown chakra, Sahasrara. Now, all of these chakras can be blocked. So the God force love light energy has to take a different turn. And the red wheel of light deals with our survival and is blocked by our fear. The orange wheel of light deals with our pleasure and is blocked by guilt. The yellow wheel of light deals with willpower and is blocked by shame. The green wheel of light deals with love and is blocked by grief. The blue wheel of light deals with truth and is blocked by lies. The indigo wheel of light deals with insight and is blocked by illusion. The violet wheel of light, the crown chakra, deals with cosmic energy and is blocked by ego attachment. Knowing that you're the God, knowing that your God force love light energy flows through these energy vortexes, these chakras, these wheels of light, gives you a real simple insight about that body that you're in. Now, we take these energies, well, if they're not blocked, all right, and we take them to the top of our head, and we hold them briefly. We are love, we are God, we are one. And when we do that, we can compress them and condense them into pure, liquid-flowing energy, omnipotently powerful, and then we release them over our pineal gland. Now, the pineal gland is important to us while we're in these bodies. It is connection to all the particles of existence. Now, none of us have a fully healthy, vibrantly clean, wonderfully operating pineal gland. Not yet, but we will. So by pouring this liquid energy over it, you see, each of us see the pineal gland any way we choose through our heart, mind's motion picture. And when we look at it, I see it as a green bowl, rosebud. So when I pour this liquid energy over it, immediately transforms into a fully bloomed rose. massive, multicolored petals. And I feel this. I feel it in the heart mind. And it sends out these, it's a wonderful fragrance. It sends out all of these waves of deeply penetrating, pure, enlightened, deep, eternal love energy frequency. And it just pours out. And it's like you move into a kundalini, and then beyond the kundalini energy into a nirvana, and it is the deepest eternal love, the deepest eternal gratitude, and the deepest of eternal peace. And then I discovers that the rose is me, and I am the rose, the God. And everything flows through me, around me, in me, above me, below me, always, without end. These bodies that we're in, the heart mind, the ego mind, the subconscious mind, the higher self, the spirit, the soul, the God, the pure consciousness, all one. And we are all consciously aware that we're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. So we're all part of each other. All of us, part of each other. And we seek parts of ourselves, as we are, who are conscious. Where? To some degree. Right now, immediately, we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Christ, El Morya, Abundancia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. Many, many, many more. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other, but we do meet with them. And a lot more than we realize. You might just be somewhere, and just some stranger out of clear blue cuts up a conversation with you for no really apparent reason, but there's a feeling within you, the God that you are, that communicates with the God that they are. But it really doesn't dawn on you until after that conversation or interaction, and it doesn't always dawn on you, but you do get a feeling. But when it does dawn on you, you realize that was an angel. And they always have the same message. It's just delivered in many different ways. Isn't it absolutely phenomenal, magna, glorious, stupendous to be alive in these bodies? Yes, it is. And the bliss that you are surfaces. Now, they can surround any one of us in the tens of thousands. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And ascended masters, they've mastered ascension into physical form, out of physical form, into pure consciousness, God form. We are mastering physical form, creating our experiences to perfect our creations. And we also maybe we may discover that we are the light. And so when we decide to leave these bodies, we don't follow the light, we are the light. So we reach out to all the parts of the collective consciousness, the God, that are consciously aware. So all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth, Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the light energy beings out there that are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And they come in the gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this entire universe with no sacred space to spare. They come in trillions of gigaplexes from trillions of universes, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through this galaxy every single second. And every single day, 1,000 travel through this solar system. And every single day, trillions travel throughout the universes. The ones that we're somewhat familiar with are the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Sirians, the Felines, Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, and many, many, many more. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, our enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And in massive numbers, they are with us now consciously. We call out to all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming this circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet. And in the billions, they're with us now consciously. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation. Now, in the trillions, shapes, colors, sizes, forms, and configurations, they come endlessly, but yet with these eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is, and we've never seen them before. Ones that we're kind of familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And in the trillions, they are with us now consciously. And we're all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, abundance, prosperity. And we're all one, We're all God, and we're all love. And our God Force Love Light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a massive circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, in this now. This light emanates from each and every single one of us of the God Force Love Light energy, which is each of us in the deepest core of our souls. This light is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1,000 trillion suns to even come close to its radiance. It floods this entire planet inside and out. All life, the highest supreme value in the universes, head to toe, inside and out. All of our brothers and sisters, whether they're asleep or awake, constant, eternal, infinity, flooding everything with the purest and the highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies of deep, eternal, God Force, love, light energy. Now we begin to ascend above this planet. And as we do, we are immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It is reflecting in trillions of flashing, multicolored lights everywhere amongst all of us gathered here in consciousness. Now we notice that we can view the reflective points, which are these microscopic mirrors, which we can go into. And we discover that all of us are students and teachers of each other as we are on this endless journey. All teaching each other. All learning from each other. Always, always, always. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that from head to toe, inside and out, excuse me, we are imbued with a white fire armor that emanates from the God Force love light energy within our souls. Now, this armor cannot be penetrated. It isn't like a knight's armor. You cannot be possessed, demonized, attached. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequency can even come close to you. Nothing can harm it or you. Yet. Only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through fear, anger, hatred, anxiety, stress, worry, greed, envy, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance, send them to pure consciousness, where they're literally vaporized, gone. We are then met with the violet ray. This is the column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational frequency in the highest of the highest high of deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that reminds us all that we are the sunsets, the sunrises, the sun, the sunlight. We are the rain, the rainbows. We are the clouds, the sky. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soils, all the animals. We are everything, and everything is us. So the next time you see a sunset or a sunrise, you're the beauty of that sunset, sunrise. You're the vista. You're the bright colors. You are the God. We continue to ascend above the planet, and we're immediately met with a massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's huge. It's larger than the solar system. The column itself houses this oblong sphere with this golden white ball of light, and it's surrounded by numerous rings of multicolored lights. And it all is sending waves of energy, saturating all of us perpetually, eternally. And we discover the golden white ball of light is pure, deep, eternal love. And then as the ring is penetrated, pure, deep, eternal gratitude, pure, deep, eternal peace, joy, bliss, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, well-being, great wealth, great prosperity, tranquility, benevolence. And it is all a reflection of the gods that we are. At the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees. And this is pure, deep, eternal love, flooding us all 24/7 eternally. Infinity, always. Head to toe, inside and out. All life, the highest supreme value in the universes. And we are the drops of this golden ocean. We hold the essence of this golden ocean. The drops are the golden ocean are the drops. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We created this sphere over 3 years ago. It holds almost 1,400 of our meditations in perpetual motion every day. Hundreds of millions of us on and off planet, liberating this planet, lifting everything into the higher and higher and higher vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love, deep eternal peace, and deep eternal gratitude. This sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify. This is why it continues to expand. Discover the God that you are within the soul and that body, because that is your home. I'll join you in meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Each of us, our journey has always been and always will be, find the God source inside of us 24 hours a day. This is the only thing which truly satisfies. Everything else falls vastly short. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. And we will return here Monday, May 24th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.